Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and here in Tallahassee I'm going to go through the Museum of Florida History and show you what they have in their museum here. It's a free museum, so you will definitely get your money's worth. Right at the front here they have an armadillo who appears to still be alive. And this is interesting. This shows the ocean levels 12,000 years ago. And then you pull this handle and it shows you how the water levels have changed over the last 12,000 years, coming up to the shoreline. So there used to be a much larger beach. This says dinosaurs never lived in Florida, but apparently they did have these humongous mastodons. That is pretty big. Here's some logs that were made into canoes. And here are some of the original occupants of Florida, the Indians. Well, they sure had some nice baskets back then. This shows the various Indian tribes in Florida. Don't know if they're still there. Even way down here in Key West. There's an Indian village. Wonder what she's doing there. And then some say the Indians' way of life was ruined by the missionaries.
Spaniard Juan Ortiz was with a search party sent to look for Pamphilo de Narvaez's army in 1528. While he was on shore near Tampa Bay, the Usita Indians
looks very real.
Ortiz was mistreated and almost burned to death by the Usita chief. The chief's wife and daughters intervened to save his life. Eventually, Ortiz escaped to the Macoso tribe.
Here's a 6-pounder cannon. They've got a cannon shot here you can pick up to see how much it weighed. Various displays like this. Don't like the ones under glass. As you well know from my previous museum videos.
Francisco Menendez was born in Gambia, in West Africa. Later captured and sold into slavery, he was held as a slave in the English colony of South Carolina.
There's a musket from 1732. And here's an 18-pound cannonball.
Doña Maria Melendez, the cacica or wife of the Nombre de Dios mission, was a Toluca Indian and a lifelong Christian.
Here's a church bell from 1758 that was found cracked.
Francisco Pellicer was born around 1747 on the Spanish island of Minorca. He came to East Florida in 1768.
How do you like this guy's earrings?
According to stories passed
I'm gonna try that style.
Francisco led the survivors to save slave lives.
Anna Majajin Jai Kingsley was born in Senegal, West Africa. In 1806, she was captured, brought to Cuba, and sold as a slave to Zephaniah Kingsley.
Well, their statues look so realistic.
He brought her to Laurel Grove, his plantation in East Florida. She was 13.
Here's a bridge built out of logs. And we got a Civil War exhibit. Oh, they had women without hands and heads. Interesting. Oh, and here's a big cannon. I wonder what a pounder this is. Here's a bunch of weapons used in the Civil War. We still have here. Here's a Confederate battle flag from 1863. Looks like it had one big hit there. And this one really got chewed up. They have an old grist mill. And look at these wheels. They are about 7 feet high off of the floor. Wow. This shows how trees were tapped. Although it doesn't say what went down into the bucket. This is a pea huller from 1896. And this contraption is a bean sheller. It calls it a velvet bean sheller. This is the citrus section that shows this old machinery that was used in processing oranges and other fruits. And they have some antique vehicles and a shell gas pump. I think this is the most interesting vehicle here. It's a Model T truck that was converted into a camper. And these people were called tin can tourists because they brought in their camper a bunch of tin cans of food to eat. I wish I could go in there and show you this camper, but they don't want people going in. Here's a 3-wheeled bicycle, a 2-wheeled bicycle with the big wheel, and here is a horse-drawn carriage. And they have this display modeled like a steamship. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, wow. Not sure what that is. And here's a model of a train, depot, lake, steamships. That's nice. And here are some more canoes made from really big trees. And you can go upstairs in the steamboat. Here you can get a wider view of the camper. And a higher up view of the canoes. Those are huge. Here's a few interesting displays. Let's see what's in here. This is the World War II exhibit.
I guess what means goodbye. Liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one.
Wow, look how many military installations they have throughout Florida. This is the Florida surfing exhibit. Look at this old wooden surfboard. lot of various surfboards on display here. You got 4 surfboards on this little Ford Falcon. I always like to see a selfie of me surfing. Well, here it is, believe it or not. I guess surf clubs were a big thing back then. They got a lot of surfboards. Well, this is a pretty nice museum showing the history of Florida. Good day, folks.